Hello, this is the Monto Centrist here. I was going to do a video on what the Palestine-Israel thing, and I actually deleted that. I was going to put it up. Sorry for not doing a lot of political videos lately. I just haven't been feeling it lately with the political videos, but I promise I'm going to make more. I just haven't gotten around to doing them, I guess, pretty much. And just a little disclaimer here before I get started. I wasn't going to take anyone's side on this, but I thought that was kind of unfair, even though that's my kind of my stance on it. I'm going to take a side just based on what the research I can get or at least find. I did that with the Black Watergate, I guess, scandal. So it seemed only fair to take a side based on like the information I could get. And unfortunately, I think that's very biased towards Palestine. So pretty much you know where I'm going with this, but we'll go over all the information I could at least try to attain or have looked over. Then my decision is obvious because I couldn't find anything else, or the things I did find wasn't really enough to really persuade myself to go to the other side. So this is only a decision based on what I could find. Just keep that in mind. So during my research, it was very hard to find anything against or for Israel. It was like nearly 100% against Israel. And how they had this big army and they're just bullying these Palestinians and doing all these horrible things to them, like evicting them and bombing them, and this basic human rights kind of push from the media. And you'll get that a lot. And even if you Google it or try to find any other resources, that is also pushed. So you could kind of see, like, it was very difficult to find anything for Israel except for, Hamas and the terrorist attacks. And it seemed like Israel did try to help here because they gave a bunch of land to the Israelites in the Gaza Strip, but Hamas took that over, and they're banned or at least labeled as terrorists. So from United States stance and Israel stance, I think the United States don't really want to go against Israel because they've been an ally for a very long time. So they want to back Israel just because they've been allies for a very long time, and they don't want to, ruffle any feathers over there with that. So I don't think the United States should be involved whatsoever with this, but here we are. And it's very unfortunate I couldn't get anything for Israel's favor, I guess, because I really wanted to see both sides of the equation. I even went on Reddit just to see if there's anything that I guess they're suppressing or just don't want to just read. And I did find some things. Don't get me wrong. And this isn't exactly a black and white conflict. It's going on for hundreds of years, from what I can fucking tell. So it's a very long conflict, and the war has been ongoing and offgoing, and just shit hitting the fan over there nearly every fucking time you turn around, nearly, from at least what I can understand. So, there's a lot of problems over there, and it's hard to gauge if you're not over there and actually witnessing it, or, you can only get, information secondhand, and it could be a lot of, I guess, news or the mainstream media could, they don't have to tell you the truth, or they can, do a half truth, or they could be telling the 100% truth. You just don't fucking know with the media, They have no obligation to tell the truth to you, or actually report anything factual for that matter. So they can definitely, I guess, sway people in that fashion. I definitely see it. It used to be very unbiased reporting, but it's no longer true. I think that's just my opinion. Um, Maybe someone can actually fill me in more information with why Israel should be sided with, but from what I gathered, it seems that I don't believe in the whole like Israel just has this huge like military power and just push these guys around and colonialism is bad and they're just trying to take it's kind of reminiscence of the Native Americans in the United States kind of thing, and I definitely can see the parallels between that. You have this big United States against these small indigenous people, and they just took over, and here we are. Um, so it definitely has some definitely vibes of that. So I can understand the Palestinian side here and why there's a push for like the human rights and they're just taking over just because they fucking guess can. I don't. Now this argument is going to be a fucking hot take. I might get some shit for it, but conquest is a thing. I'm not saying it's moral or right or you know ethical whatsoever, but conquest is I guess a thing that people do. It's been happening for hundreds of years. Now I'm not trying to justify anything. I just want that fucking made clear because as a Native American myself, uh, I understand like me saying this is seems really fucking terrible, but like if you really this is my line of thinking is yeah, like the conquest thing is bad, it's terrible, but like people have been I mean I'm not trying to justify that like what people do in 100 years, but like it's like in people's fucking nature, it just fucking happens. Like you can't really fucking do anything about it really. Now you can, like more so now than earlier, like the conquistadors and the Aztecs and shit like that, and Native Americans and I guess the Europeans. Uh, it's this. There's like us humans just want to do conquest, and it's kind of the thing of the nature of humans, I guess. That's many flaws. So like, I'm not trying to stand on this moral high ground or like try to justify killing and taking over certain you know land for resources or whatever you're taking the land over or killing people over. But I also recognize this is somewhat, I guess can't be helped in a way. Like I think we as a human race has gone quite far, but still in I guess a state where we have to conquer things. So I just want to be known as I don't think it's ethical or moral into any of it, and I think there should be other methods tried first before trying to conquer a certain area or a people or a resource or anything like that. I think other avenues should be explored, but unfortunately, that's just I guess a side effect of piece of shit humans. I guess I don't fucking know how to explain other than that. That's very unfortunate, but I have to choose a side. I would have to choose Free Palestine just based on the information I had. And every time I tried to look into why I should support Israel, I got these really fucking like conspiracy level fucking things like, oh, you bought the propaganda and you're falling for like the water's turning the frogs gay kind of type of shit. Like, you're not gonna convince me to take like Israel's side by doing this kind of stupid shit. Like, like I don't like that kind of like reporting or I guess presenting of information like that. It's just like really like I just couldn't find anything. It was very difficult to do research on these fucking videos sometimes. It's just unreal. And when I'm a centrist myself, when I'm just trying to get both sides and I can't get a fucking one side by doing some basic damn research, and it seems like Google is fucking useless on this, and it suppresses anything that's even remotely for Israel. I mean that they have their right to do that. I'm not saying they do or don't, because I can't fucking prove it in one way or another. It's just, if you look into the news, it seems insanely biased. Now, I'm not saying these things are not happening. They could be very well be happening, and I believe some of it is, but it's very heavy-handed, and you rarely get anything that's supportive of Israel, some terrorist activity by Hamas. That's basically all I could get. So, unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's basically the video. Hopefully, I can do some more, political videos in the future. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, subscribe.